The living world. Our Earth has a vast variety of living or biological organisms. This is called biodiversity. So far, around 1.7 to 1.8 million known species have been discovered in the Earth. The scientific names given to an organism plays an important role in uniform recognition throughout the world and to avoid confusions with various languages in use. This slide shows one such example of a lion. ICBN and ICZN are two different organizations that state principles and criteria for scientific names. The scientific name is composed of two parts: the genus name and the species name. Since two names are used, we call it binomial nomenclature system. Binomial nomenclature. ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, applies to the plants. ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, applies to the animals. Rules of nomenclature. Biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. The first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example of Mangifera indica. Handwritten format examples for scientific names. Mangifera indica Len. Name of the author appears after the specific epithet, that is the end of the biological name, and is written in an abbreviated form, example Mangifera indica Len. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. Some important terminologies. Systematics, study of evolutionary relationship between organisms. Systema Naturae, species Plantarum, Philosophica Botanica, books written by Linnaeus. Genera Plantarum was given by Bentham and Hooker. Taxonomy, from ancient Greek, taxes, meaning arrangement, and nomia, meaning method. It's the study of classifying groups of biological organisms on the basis of shared characteristics. Let us learn about each taxonomic hierarchies one by one. Species. A group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities as a species. One should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on the distinct morphological differences. For example, in case of lion, Panthera leo has another specific epithet called tigress. Know your Panthera species. Genus. Genus comprises a group of related species which has more characters in common in comparison to species of other genera. Genus equals Felis, species equals Domesticus equals Felis domesticus, which means house cat. Family has a group of related genera with still less number of similarities as compared to genus and species. Families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features of plant species. Family, Solanaceae. Genus. Solanum, potato, brinjal, tomato. Nicotiana, tobacco. Datura, poisonous flowering plant. Order, being a higher category, is the assemblage of families which exhibit a few similar characters. The similar characters are less in number as compared to different genera included in a family. Plant families like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Polemoniales mainly based on the floral characters. Order, Carnivora. Family Canidae, dogs and wolves. Family Felidae, cats. Family Mustelidae, weasels and skunks. Family Viveridae, mongooses and hyenas. Class. This category includes related orders. For example, order Primata comprising monkey, gorilla and gibbon, and order Carnivora that includes animals like tiger, cat and dog. Both of these belong to the same class Mammalia. Phylum in animals and division in plants. Classes comprising animals like fishes, pisces, amphibians, reptiles, birds along with mammals constitute the next higher category called phylum. Kingdom. All animals belonging to various phyla are assigned to the highest category called kingdom Animalia in the classification system of animals. The kingdom Plantae, on the other hand, is distinct and comprises all plants from various divisions. Organisms with their taxonomic categories. Here are a few examples of classification. The biological name given to the present-day man, humans, is Homo sapiens, where Homo represents the genus and sapiens is the species. Man belongs to the family Hominida placed under the order Primata and class Mammalia. Broadly classified under the phylum Chordata. The biological name given to housefly is Musca domestica, where Musca represents the genus and Domestica is the species. Housefly belongs to the family Mussidae, placed under the order Diptera and class Insecta. Broadly classified under the phylum Arthropoda. The biological name given to the mango tree is Mangifera indica, where mango represents the genus and indica is the species. Mango belongs to the family Anacardiaceae, placed under the order Sapindales and class Dicotyledone. Broadly classified under the phylum Angiospermae. In the same way, you can see the classification of weed as well. Taxonomical aids. It is used for classification of an organism, and the information gathered is also stored along with the specimens. Some examples of taxonomical aids are as follows: herbarium, botanical gardens, museum, zoological park. More varieties of taxonomical aids are shown here. Taxonomical aids can be further classified as aids having specimens and aids without specimens. Herbarium. Herbarium is a storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed and preserved on sheets. Further, these sheets are arranged according to a universally accepted system of classification. These specimens, along with their descriptions on herbarium sheets, become a storehouse of information. Botanical gardens. These specialized gardens have collections of living plants for reference. Plant species in these gardens are grown for identification purposes, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical or scientific name along with its family. Museum. Biological museums are generally set up in educational institutes such as schools and colleges. Museums have collections of preserved plant and animal specimens for study and reference. Specimens are preserved in the glass containers or jars that are filled with preservative solution. Plant and animal specimens may also be preserved as dry specimens. Zoological park. A zoological garden, a zoo or a zoological park is a facility in which animals are confined within enclosures, displayed to the public, and in which they may also be bred for giving birth to young ones. Additional information. What do you mean by a key in terms of taxonomical aids? Dichotomous key. Example of a dichotomous key. Example of a spider key.